you come over just to be with you? It's all I want to, all I want to. Wanna be close and be in the moment. I'm hoping that you can love like I do. I don't wanna be apart. I'll never forget all the things we done, things we done. And how could I go without us when you are the world I am dreaming of? I know I can be wrong, but never about us. Every time they play a song on the radio, I wanna find a way to play you in stereo. Every song is about us two and I can't let go. Every time they play a song on the radio, I wanna find a way to play you in stereo. Every song is about us two and I can't let go. Caught in emotions, how could we let us go? The distant hurting, I'm tired of it. Leaving the old, I want us to feel again. I'll do whatever to love you better. I don't wanna be apart. I'll never forget all the things we done, things we done. And how could I go without us when you are the world I am dreaming of? I know I can be wrong, but never about us. I know I can be wrong, but never about us. I know I can be wrong, but never about us. And how could I go without when you are the world I am dreaming of? I know I can be wrong, but never about us. Every time they play a song on the radio, I wanna find a way to play you in stereo. Every song is about us two and I can't let go. And I can't let go. Every time they play a song on the radio, I wanna find a way to play you in stereo. Every song is about us two and I can't let go.
Photo of you in my mind, on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine. And I said, hey, Carissa. Stayed up through the days and night, lay and we watched the world get light. Hey, Carissa. Sunlight, freedom in your eyes. Please don't leave now. Photo of you in my mind, on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine.
Let's try this again. One more time. On. There we go. Hello, everyone. No volume. Thanks, Mark D. I keep on having trouble with my camera here. It's the that's what I'm using for a microphone as well. Hello everyone, my name is OJ, your Brush Jockey here at Brush Jockey Studios, coming to you live for another 1 hour painting challenge. Tonight at 6:30 p.m., obviously. We're going to be trying to paint this bad boy. Here we go. So yeah, the point is on this one, we're going to try and get it done in an hour, and we're going to use a mix of contrast paints and regular paints, but the idea is to try and get it done as well as possible. So all the flesh tones I'm going to hit with Plague Bear Flesh. I haven't really used it before. Some of the pussy areas I'm going to hit with like the Magos Purple and Griffhound Orange to kind of give it a pussy red feeling in and around the areas that I need to. My green armor is going to be Militarum Green. Actually, I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do Plague Bearer Flesh and then a clean wash after that. Then I'm going to hit it with some gold for the actual golden areas, like the raised areas on the armor. So I'll need to do that Plague Bearer Flesh first. I'll hit it with some purple. In this case here, I'm going to actually use Royal Purple, Ultramarine, not Ultramarine Blue. Where's my purple? Here we go. Got some Royal Purple, which I'll then bring up to a nice bright blue. I like doing this with the electric blue here. Glacier blue, sorry. So take a glacier blue and the Royal Purple with a mix in between of electric blue. Get that out. Bone areas for the bone. For the metallics, I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the white aluminum with the basilicum gray on top of that, and that's essentially what I'm going to do. You got your hands full in 1 hour. I know. So let's see. Anything else that I need to hit on here? So I have my skulls that I'm going to do, my greens. Okay, some hoses and cables. That's all good. These little things are going to be like golden things that are popping out. Bruising and whatnot around the pussy sacks with purples. The eye I'm going to hit with, what am I going to hit that with? I'm going to do that with Arctic White, and I want to make it glaze over almost like a gray haze. So maybe I'll try the Basilicum Gray on that with like a nice, kind of like a really light blue. Make it look like he's blind. What do you think? Try and get that ability. Griffhound Orange I'm going to use for like this, for the muscles underneath, the tears. The bug on his carapace is going to be gold. All right, I think I got it down to what I want it to be. I'm just gonna get started. I think that's the best way to get going on it is just do it. So, Mark D, how was vacation, man? I know that you ended up heading out and weren't around when we streamed this past week, but hopefully things went well on your time off. All right, it is 6:34. I will put my paints down. At 6:35, I will start and do my 1 hour painting challenge. But yeah, let me know how your vacation or getaway went, and or out of townness, whether it was for work or whatever. Let me know, everyone, what you're working on. I'm working on this bad boy, Demon Prince of Nurgle, but I'd like to know what you're working on. So throw that up. Let me know so we can chat about it. So far, so good. Came back from camping, sunburn and relax. Going out again tomorrow for a day or two. Nice. All right, 6:35. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. We're gonna do this. Okay. So, because I'm doing the flesh in this green and the armor in this green, I'm gonna just kind of put it down on the whole model. And then I'm just going to come in and darken the green on the armor pieces. So essentially that'll give that differentiation between the models. So in this case here, I'm going to be able to do this. I know Wraith Dancer is probably going to be pretty stoked with me doing this. This is one of the one of the pieces that I'm doing for him. Get it to a good tabletop standard, and then touch up afterwards if I need to, if I don't get everything done. I'm watching old Baywatch and drinking a beer and enjoying the stream. Old Baywatch, old Pamela Anderson. Pamela. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. How did you like the new Baywatch movie? Did you watch it with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and new kid on the block there? What's his name? Zac Efron? TBMC Irvin, how's she going? Things are going well, man. We got quite the handful of a 1 hour painting challenge tonight. We're doing the good old Demon Prince of Nurgle here. Got some baseline colors that I think I'm going to use. I'm showing the power and the speed of the contrast paints here, being able to use them in different ways. So I'm putting down a color, going to be darkening some, going to be kind of putting in some different textures around, and different kind of treatments, I guess, to get different effects and whatnot. All right, so before I get onto that armor up on his shoulder up here, I want to get that orange in the muscles, in the musculature, right? Because there's only these two areas here, but I don't want that green to get in there before that red does. So essentially, I'm just going to get that red in there. And what's nice about it is it's going to be kind of bruised around that area, right? So I'm just going to make sure it's outside of that muscle area, and then come back in with that. So again, this is just different ways of treating the contrast paints, so that you can use them and keep them just kind of flowing on there nice and quick, right? So I'm doing the skin tone with the green. I'm going to darken that up for the armor, and that's going to be going from there. So TBMC Irvin, what are you working on tonight, buddy? Are you doing some hobbying? Getting some of your dwarves done? I know you guys were down in TGX, the Gaming Expo, this past weekend. Sounds like you guys had a blast. You guys participated in the Hobbit, the Middle Earth tournament, right? I know I was chatting with you yesterday, but just kind of making small talk for everyone else here tonight. Baywatch, the good old Hasselhoff. I used to really love his character when I was younger. I liked his character. I mean, I obviously watched the show for Pamela Anderson and the other characters, the other female characters. I mean, I was a teenager. What teenage boy didn't? But I did enjoy the Hoff's character as well. Seemed I don't know. He just seemed like he had it going on. I guess maybe because he got all the chicks. Knight Rider days, yep. If you do want to change the tunes that we're listening to, I got some electronic stuff going on, which is royalty-free stuff. You can go ahead and listen. It does mute me out on YouTube and whatnot if it is a royalty or a copyrighted song, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that, because I want to make sure that you get to listen to what you want to, and as long as you're doing it live, I'm not worried about what it's gonna be doing on my rewatch. My live viewers have much priority over everyone else. Looks like TBMC Irvin stopped in and then ghosted us. That's okay. That's okay, TBMC Irvin. I understand. You got things going on. So I like this color because it's I can't say it enough. Like the more transparent colors of these of these contrast paints, I'm really liking the way in which they go on the model so much more than the more opaque ones. Like, I mean, the military green one looks pretty cool. I like it because it, like, you know, it does it, but like this is coming on really nice. Got a zenithal highlight on it, so I'm getting some nice even more contrast on the paint that I want down in like the hands and legs and stuff here. Super cool. And now I'm just going back and making sure I didn't miss anywhere, because I don't want big white areas showing. Ooh, I missed the whole arm right here. I'm gonna skip that face because I want that face to be like a skin color. Night Rider days for sure. Beer. We need to get together to drop off that mini for you. Yeah, man. I have a spot. The spot taken already. I didn't know if you were going to be back from your vacation yet. I got another one donated by another model, a vehicle model donated from Wraith Dancer's wife, actually wanted a little bit of help to finish that mini. And yeah, so what we did was we signed that up, and we're gonna do that this weekend. But yeah, this weekend I should be actually in at the store in it again on Monday. So if you're kicking around on Monday, we can make arrangements to get that dropped off, get together and shoot the shit. I wouldn't mind getting a sense of what you would like to see for the model. I know you said you like the paint job on it, but I'd be happy to take a direction that you might want to see. So you can give me full artistic reign if you want, or you know, if you want to have a little bit of a say, you know, I'm happy doing that as well. All right. So with that now, I want to darken up the armor plates now. So I'm gonna come in. I'm not sure I want to do the military. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the militarium green here. So this is the militarium green from the contrast line again. I was gonna do like a black. Let's see how this works. So essentially, just getting that so that it's gonna differentiate on the armor. And I'm doing it while it's wet. I'm doing that intentionally. I'm gonna want it darker. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with a basilicum gray. And the other drop mini. From the pictures I've seen, it looks like a darker type mini, more sinister looking. Yeah, it looks very sinister. All right, here we go. So getting this guy on. So this is something cool that I figured out is, you know, the basilicum gray, because it's like a transparent gray. Like almost like a transparent black. It essentially darkens whatever color you're putting it over as well. So it's almost like a wash. Super cool in that regard. But essentially it's getting that dirty look. So you can see it's going to be a nice kind of dark and deep green on his armor. I'm going to leave it that way on his armor. It's almost like a dirty green. I'm already about halfway done this pot of paint. I've had it for a few weeks. Super. Probably one of my favorite colors to use. One of my favorite contrast paints. Okay, got his big belly out the front here. We're gonna darken up his armor plate up here. This one I have is colorful and blue pops out a lot. Okay, so I think so the idea is then that you wanted to darken it to give it that more like dark look. I mean, they're called Dark Reapers, right? He's the Phoenix Lord of the Dark Reapers. So you think that it's a sinister model. It is a, you know, the name of it is just this nastiness, right? You think that it's this grim reaper of a model, and if he's like all popped out blue and stuff, it doesn't give you that same sense, right? I get you. I hear you. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of going over where my armor plates are with this darker color. I am going to come back in and get all those raised areas. So this kind of turns into a bone up here. So I'm going to put it in with the green, the dark green here. And use some darker green. There we go. Armor plating here. I might lighten it up a little bit on the skin tone with some actual skin tone. Yippers! I want to see your take on the free with free reign. Okay, yeah, for sure. I really like a dark dark reaper to be dark. My dark reapers the last time I did them was like a reddish, like a red reaper. So it was like it had some gold and blue pops on it, but I think that was just a little bit more to give it a different feel for what I was looking at. All right, so let's get this guy down here. So essentially, I'm just coming down and getting my bone colors now. What's nice about this is I can come in and re-highlight some of those edging areas to just kind of get the top parts to pop a little bit more. And get some of this bone color in over here. And again, it's just to kind of give that beige color. Looks like I got a little bit too much over in here, so I'm just gonna clean some of it out. There we go. And do the pouches of darker brown. All right. Got a little skull down here on this thing. I'm gonna keep that like the green, but a little bit more brown on there. All right. There we go. So while that's drying, I'm gonna get to and paint on the purple on the cloak, as well as try and pick out some of that gold. So here we go, get some purple on my palette. Whew. Too much. Overcharge. Bam. How's everybody doing? I see a bunch of people come in and kind of just see you lurking. Go ahead and do me a quick shout out. Say hello. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're working on. Shinra President, hey again. Wanted to thank you for that Tista mini site and code. I definitely will be using it to get back in. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's really great. I'm glad that you're going to be able to participate in there. Shinra, what are you working on today? Got a couple of people out in there, out in the worlds. Looks like they're just lurking in on us, and that's okay. But I wouldn't mind knowing what you're working on so that we can get a chit-chat on what things are going. I do have some really, really horrible news for myself. I was so happy in the quality and the paint job of this guy in my 1 hour painting challenge that turned into a Finish Dat mini segment. I painted him in the wrong colors. I thought my client wanted Kraken. He actually wants Leviathan. So I'm going to be doing a Finish Dat mini segment on models that went the wrong color. Yeah, that was pretty. And I was kind of floored. I was like, oh no. I read all of the texts with my client and said, Ouch. I know. Ouch. Just been looking up cost of starting up again and all the supplies. Awesome, Shinra. So you're still looking at doing your... Are you looking at getting into Tau? I know you're doing some practice with Tau models and painting, you said. But are you going to do... are you actually going to jump back in with Tau as an army to start? Alright, so let's get... I was going to do some purple. I decided I'm going to do my browns on my cloaks here, on my little pouches. So Shinra, you kind of joined us on Saturday where we didn't actually do a 1 hour painting challenge. But on my Tuesday streams, and sometimes on my Sunday streams, or mostly, I started on my Sunday streams, I do what I call a 1 hour painting challenge. So I give myself a 1 hour time limit. Whatever technique I need to use to get the model done, I try. But essentially what I do is I try to get the model to a really decent tabletop standard to be able to play. In this case here, we have Wraith Dancers, Demon Prince of Nurgle that I'm working on. Yes, when I pull together and buy, I'll probably be sticking to a squad of Fire Warriors. Absolutely. I would even almost suggest starting in Kill Team if you are interested in starting off small. Kill Team is actually a pretty decent one. I think we chatted about that last week, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna get this purple on here. Nice thin coat. What's nice about the layers like this, the layer paints or just like regular acrylics, is that it comes on, it's got that nice color in there, and then it'll dry fairly quickly if I do it nice and light enough. Still want to start an Imperial Guard Necrons. Ooh, I like it. Oh, the purple? Yeah, it does a... this color with the green is a really great complement to it. It's almost like a yellow-green, too. So what's nice is, that discussion that we had on the weekend was, how do we make complementing colors together? So it's almost like a yellow with the purple, so... All right, so with that, and my purple is still a little bit wet, I'm gonna put some of this electric blue down. So I got some electric blue on my palette. I'm gonna get a little bit of a smaller brush, but because this is still wet, I'm essentially going to hit the edges with this electric blue. Okay, and then blend it in. So essentially make it so that it doesn't look such a stark color. Alright, so it's kind of blending to be like almost like a pinkish, right? Or it's almost like like a light purple. And because it's so wet right now, I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit more, and I'll come back in with a little bit more blue on those edges. Kind of see that it go through. The little circles are going to be gold, so TBMC Kevin, hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Are you in doing some hobbying tonight? Are you in just kind of saying hello and letting it stream, letting it go while we're on there? This actually will probably be my... Oh, this will actually probably be tonight my my stream that I become and make a Twitch affiliate. Just eating supper? Nice, man. What you having? I haven't eaten yet, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Harvey's after. Looking forward to that. But yeah, so what's real super cool about it is I've been working on the stream now for a few months, And it looks like the last piece of the puzzle for me to make Twitch affiliate, I think it's called affiliate, not partner, Twitch affiliate, was to stream 7 times in a month. And this is my 7th stream this month. What's super cool about it is I'll then be able to start accepting subscriptions on the channel, which are kind of cool. I'm happy about that. You know, I'm not expecting anybody to pay for my subscription, but you know, at least it's an option for people if they want to do it. And you know, I think I might you know, give bonuses and multiply you know, giveaway factors for anybody who does subscriptions. So like, you know, my subscribers will be 3 times more likely to win a giveaway. You know, so those types of things to help things out. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Pretty happy and proud about it. Thanks, Mark D. Yeah, I'm chowing down on Swiss Chalet. Ooh, Swiss Chalet, man. Yeah, that's good. Affiliate means emotes too. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I've never really been like a Twitch watcher. I'm horrible because I'm old. I'm a big old fogey here. I'm 43 years old. I play games, but I've never really paid attention to the actual gaming like scene and community for a while, right? So essentially, you know, I'm a big old noob in this area. TBMC Kevin and TBMC Irvin are pretty much guys who have helped me out pretty drastically in getting some things together and doing, like, you know, giving me some ideas around this. They're guys who've done streams on their own. They have a YouTube channel for the Basement Collective. They've done battle reports. They're now doing you know, bigger events in the Sudbury area. So they're really been a good resource for me in doing it. So thank you, TBMC Irvin and TBMC Kevin. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to you also for being patrons of mine. So thank you so very much for helping fund the giveaways that I do. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is coming through and getting some cleanup on some of the silver areas. So I'm just kind of, you know, making all of the silver pieces silver, cleaning up anything that I've kind of overturned. So I'm not worrying about too much detail on this. I'm going to be washing this or getting it a little bit darker. Grats, affiliate means emotes too. Yeah, I need to eat. Belly getting too hungry. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's, you know, sorry that my stream hits that dinner time rush, but yeah, I want to get this 1 hour challenge in early enough on a Tuesday night so that, you know, you have everything. You have the motivation to work on your own stuff. Yeah, big shout out to those guys, our vets in the gaming world. I've seen them play games on their stream. Yeah, they're really a good bunch of guys. They're doing a bunch of events now in the area. They just recently essentially spearheaded and started the Middle Earth community in Sudbury. There was a bunch of people who were playing in Sudbury, but were never really kind of getting together on a regular basis, you know, in a public setting for other people to be able to see. So they kind of really spearheaded that. So big props to them. They initiated and started the Basement Collective team tournament, which is something that's going to be running this October. It's going to be in ATC format, which is you know, a format that Americans use. If I'm not mistaken, it uses the ITC rule set and missions as well, but the ETC are pairings and army selection. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to participating in the team event. So what I'm doing is I'm noticing that you know, that because I put on a second layer of some contrast paint, it's pooling here. Some of the darker colors are pooling where I don't really want it. See how it's kind of just all gooped up in here? So all I'm doing is just taking a clean, damp brush and just kind of sopping up some of that extra stuff. All right. How we doing for time? 7:01. All right, so I've got 35 more minutes to go. All right, so let that dry. While that's coming in a little bit, drying a little bit more, again, just gonna come in with more of this blue. So the key to speed painting is to just find ways to keep yourself busy, keep yourself working, keep yourself, progressing through the model. In this case here, this area here is, still workable. So I'm gonna work it while the contrast paints are drying. Silver's down. Okay, so Shinra says now it's 1 hour long. Now is 1 hour long enough for the mini to dry? Do you just focus on unpainted parts or sections? Yeah. So essentially, what I'm doing is, as the big base part is drying, I'm making all of those areas that are at least workable. I'm hitting them to be able to get that. So I'm going to use some bruising techniques. So I'm just grabbing Carroburg Crimson here, and I'm just going to put a nice thin kind of bruising area, because the little pocks and the pus sacs and things like that around here on his skin, I want it to look like pus sacs and things like that. And this is all bruising from the symbol that's been cut into his belly. So this Carroburg Crimson, in a thin coat like this, makes it look like a bruise on the belly, right? So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna do that to kind of get that look and feel, and I'm just doing it nice and quick, right? All right, other areas of the model. Ooh, I got some more pooling down here I didn't see earlier. Picking up some of that contrast paint down there as well will help that dry. Okay, here we go. I am going to lighten up this skin tone a little bit more. So I've got my Plague Bearer Flesh contrast paint, and I'm going to grab some flesh skin tone here. So I'm just using some P3 Midland Flesh. It's like kind of like the most neutral flesh tone that I know of. I use it for mixing things, but I'm gonna get that in there and get that green on. Put a little bit more of the contrast. All right, so now with that, I should be able to lighten up some of these areas. It's not even lightening it up, it's just making it look more fleshy, right? I don't want it to just look like this green part that's been kind of washed over. I might even come back over this with just come back over these areas. I'm going to come back in on those bruises. So essentially it just kind of smooths it out a little bit more, right? Making it look a little bit more flesh tone as opposed to white in there. It's just a little change, a little subtle change that makes it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more like a natural monster as opposed to a forced one, I'm not going to worry too much on the areas that are not really visible, right? So back here, I'm going to really get back in here. But this is where that zenithal highlight is really dark. So I'm just going to put some color on just to make it kind of really contrasted back there. But that's about it. That and his hand down here. All right. I'm not sure that 1 hour is enough for this model. So here's the thing about my 1 hour challenges. I push myself to the limit to try and get as much done as possible. I try to get them finished, but you know, on many occasions I have not finished. All right, so here we go. So I'm just gonna come in and grab some of these gold areas. Right. So when this is dry, I am gonna need to black line this to make sure that it's, see how it's kind of a similar color? I don't want it to clash like that, so I'm gonna need to put a dark line in there. So I'm hoping that it dries enough for me to be able to do that. Alright, so that was that. How am I doing in the zone? Alright, this was a little bit wet down here, so I'm trying to find dry spots on the model to be able to put my fingers. As I remember, if you remember, I like having an anchor point. So I'm just trying to find a point on the model that's dry enough for me to do that. Also going to make sure that the bug is picked out because I wanted that bug to be gold as well. I'm gonna come by and do another coat of this after, just because it's kind of just going on like a wash almost. It's like, because it's still wet underneath. I'm gonna want to come in and clean it up just a little wee bit. Okay, and you got to remember that I'm not painting to a showcase standard right now. I'm just painting to what I would consider a tabletop standard. And that's the idea, is getting something that would look good on the table in a 1 hour time period. All right, guys, I think it's time for a raffle. Look at that, I changed it up. This weekend it was saying Abaddon, the spoiler. Now it's saying the Sister Superior. So go ahead and enter the raffle today. This is your one-time chance to win an extra entry into my giveaway of my Sister Superior model, which I've been working on and I'll be continuing to work on over stream. This is the model. You can kind of see her here. Got her with the red hair. She needs some cleanup, but I do not work on her if it's not on stream. So, you know, that's probably the hardest part of those types of giveaways, is that, you know, I want you all to see what's going on, so I don't even work on the model off stream. I have a bunch of things I want to do and work on, but on that particular model, I mean, I do have other things to work on as well. Speaking of which, if you're listening here, TBMC Irvin and TBMC Kevin, either one of you, I'd like to get those free blades finished up for you guys. For you specifically, Irvin. Be nice to get that done. So let's touch base and see what kind of schedule we can work on over the next couple weeks to get those done. Mark D, exclamation mark, join. Yep, should be in there. All it takes is the one entry. If you're sticking around, if you're still around Shinra, make sure you get that in. Got some lurkers on. I see that you're there. Might have just put it on and walked away. But you know, I'd like you to get your chance of winning Sister Superior. Looks like it's just you today, Mark. Okay, so this is starting to kind of come together as I put my gold on. All right. I'm gonna make that skin a lot more pale as well. All right. Still too vibrant for me. So I'm just putting some golds on here. The three heads of Nurgle, the 3 dots of Nurgle. This here, it's also going to be gold. I have a wash that comes over on here, so that's okay. I'll be able to clear it up. Totally forgot. I hope that the Wraith Dancer doesn't mind that I'm doing this model on here on the stream today. You know, he normally joins me when he can, but he's working tonight, so hopefully he's able to catch the stream, catch the recording of it. Okay. We've got 23 minutes left. Alright. This gold is taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But that's okay. I gotta pay attention, gotta be careful. I don't want to have to come back and clean up any of that green areas underneath. So I'm not... just taking my time a little bit on these. So there we go. My little puppy started running down the stairs here. Must have just got back from his walk with my wife. He's goofy head. Yeah, he's gone. If you heard a rumble, kind of pitter patter, that was my Jack Russell Terrier. Okay, there's one leg. I'm gonna do purple on the 3 dots up here on there too. Alright, gotta get the other leg done. The other spikies. That kind of shoulder trim of the area. How's your hobby projects coming along, Mark D? You said you were working on some corn stuff at one point. Is that the same Mark? I think it's the same Mark. So essentially what I'm doing on these trim pieces here, I'm almost doing like an edge highlight just to make sure that I only get the actual trim pieces and not the armor that is beside. But I want to make sure that I get it on the outside of that trim as well, right? Because I'm going to be coming through with a wash, and that'll probably help clean it up as well. But far too often, beginner painters, they'll paint a surface of something, but then forget that it actually has a different plane, a different side. right? So for example here, I'm going to come back and all of the underside of this, trim here, it should be gold. You know, it shouldn't just be stop off and drop off green, or gold from there. I like having it so that the entire thing is gold. It's a little bit more of a accurate representation of that piece, that area of the model. And it's tough sometimes, especially with like models that are built all like this. This base is fairly large. Should probably just not put them on the base or took them off the base. Still working on my Corn and Dark Angels. Too many minis to paint, so it's a little time. I feel the same way, man. That's essentially why I started doing this, so that people would have a place to be able to come and work on some models and stuff, and shoot the shit while we're doing it. So, all right. So I'm lightening up some colors here to give a little bit more contrast on some of the spikes and bones. So. Had some ivory on my palette, so I'm just kind of picking out some of the bones that are protruding from his body, right there, up in here. I'm also going to hit the ends of these guys here, so it goes from like a darker green to a brown to the ivory here. All right. In here too, get this going. Just gonna hit up some of the details on the pus areas. Come back in with that red to give it more of a bruising after I lighten it up a little bit more. Alright, this guy here, I'm gonna put him on one color so I can wash him with a putrid kind of color. Woot! Yeah, I know, right? Loving the gold. Thanks, Shinra. Gonna do a wash once it's dry, though. Okay, a couple of things. Gonna pick out some more of the silver pieces that I missed. So these hoses. This ring. Alright, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the eye done. What am I at? 718. I'm going to get the eye done because I'm going to want to come back in. I know. So the eye, as I said, I wanted to look kind of hazy. So I'm putting this in. It's a New Look Oxide, sorry. So it's making it so that it looks like it's a little bit kind of milky. And I'm gonna come back in and do a darker line around once that's dry. All right, so we're gonna need to do a wash on this, on the armor here, on the thing. Okay, as I mentioned, I want my purple up on here as well to break up this piece. Sounds like my puppy's not being a good puppy upstairs. Or he's just playing. Just get this nice contrast on there. Just while it's wet, just kind of putting that color on and coming back in and blending it. Go. Boots, you available Saturday sometime to drop that mini? BRB going to AFK. So yeah, when you're back, let me know, and I probably am. So for those of you watching, you can let him know if I don't, if he comes back and I forget to tell him. All right, let's get a couple of things up in here. Essentially just kind of picking out these kind of natural bones that look like they're kind of coming out, and just kind of lightening it up at the top. All right, and now I'm finding that his skin is really clashing with the armor. It's not light enough. TBMC Irvin, looking dope. Thanks, man. Not too bad for, you know, what am I at? 45 minutes right now. Got 15 minutes to clean things up a little bit more. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just coming in and with a lighter kind of a putrid flesh, it's called dead flesh. I think that's even still too green. Definitely still too green. So I'm gonna take my Arctic White here. I'm gonna blend in, make that even a little bit lighter. So essentially, you can see on my palette, I've got my putrid flesh, or dead flesh, I call it. Just making it a little bit lighter. Get rid of the bubble of water that I have on there. It's almost like an ivory, but it's like but it's putrid, and it's like started with that the flesh tone, right? All right. Oh, there's some bones in there. It's essentially, oh, there's some metal stuff in there too. Yeah, the joys of coming in and around doing some of the detail and paying attention to the detail, I guess. There we go. There, I think that's good. That's a little bit better. Okay. So I'm just doing this on the face area up in here. I'm not going to worry about the back part too much, because it's not really a noticeable area, right? And it still looks pretty cool. I'll just kind of do a little kind of wet wash in here, get some of that red in to make those things look like they're bruising, but essentially we're just getting this to look a little bit lighter, so there's more of a contrast between the armor and the fleshy tones of the model. Get it on his big old belly here too. And come back in with those bruising techniques, because I want this to be lighter in tone on the whole thing. There we go. Sorry, I gotta go. Little one needs me later. Yeah, no problem, Mark D's. Have a good one, buddy. See you on Sunday, hopefully. Okay, so things that I need to do still. We need to get a nice dark color around his eye. So essentially all I'm doing here, grabbing my I make him have some really nice clean white teeth. else am I doing? Oh, got my bone colors back in here. My metallic on the side here. $26. All right, time for a wash. Oh, my puppy's being a real naughty boy upstairs. My wife is gonna be upset with him. Yeah, just gonna kind of make this a bone color as well. Didn't like how it was blending too much, so I want it to be. I'm gonna break up this leg a little bit. There we go. Okay, so with that now, things that I need to do: I need to wash the gold. I need to wash the silver. All right, so let's get that done right now. Ooh, this guy here's got a putrid flesh wash too, so I'm just gonna do carbon crimson here. Get this in. I want this guy to look kind of dead. Things that I keep on missing. The 3 circles over here. I want it to be uniform with the other side. Green to purple here. Alright, with it wet, putting my blue on. Time for wash. Do I have anything else that I need to pick out? The reason I'm asking this right now is because I don't want to pick out. I don't want to have to pick out more after. These look like bruised areas. Again, I come back in around the front as well. Again. Bruising and stuff. All right, gold is gonna get a Seraphim Sepia wash. I think. I have my Seraphim, yeah, Seraphim Sepia. Gonna get the Seraphim Sepia on the skull down here as well, and a Newland oil, actually an Argax Earth Shade on the sword. All right, here we go. Argax Earth Shade, actually because it pokes out so much, I'm gonna do a I would have wanted to come in and do another coat of gold on the bug over here, but you know, time didn't permit, so that's okay. Gonna get that Seraphim Sepia on the wires, just make them look a little bit dirty. Okay. I'm being a little bit more sloppy than I normally am, just because I know it's Nurgle. You know, it's okay. Kind of. Want it to look a little bit more kind of wore and tore and dirty. Seraphim sepia on this skull down here as well. All right, Seraphim sepia on the golds down here. Yeah. 31. I've got 4 minutes. Alright, all the golds are done. Now the Argax Earthshade on the chains and the sword. Alright. With that, alright. Gonna do something cool. Like, because of the metal. Rust over in some of this. So essentially just kind of rusting up this blade here a little bit. Get a little bit of texture, a little bit of kind of rustiness, making it look a little bit more Nurgle-esque. Okay. Last but not least, painting the base black. 33. I'm really not too worried about getting the base done, but I do find that even just making it like a black color, I'll come in and do like a basing on it also, like an actual like earth, put an earth on it, but just to match the base of the this army scheme that I'm doing with for the client. But there we have it, folks. Bam! I think we are done. Let's see if I can hold on to this guy. Going here. There we go. Super stoked. I think Mr. Wraith Dancer will be stoked as well. 1 hour on the dot painting challenge here from Brush Jockey at Brush Jockey Studios. Thanks to everybody for joining me tonight on Tuesday, what are we at? Tuesday, July 23rd for my 1 hour painting challenge. Again, I can't thank everybody enough for all of your support. TBMC Irvin, TBMC Kevin, Wraith Dancer, thank you so much for being patrons of mine. If you're interested in doing that, go ahead and take a look below. I have a Patreon account underneath. Consider subscribing when and if I actually become doing that, but emojis, custom emojis is something that I'll do. Definitely put up some emojis for everyone. That'll be nice and fun. But I'm very happy with the turnout of this particular model. The time frame was tight. I was pretty ambitious with the model itself, but I think it came through and looks really well done. So again, thank you so much for joining me. My name is OJ, your brush jockey over here at Brush Jockey Studios. Until next time, have a great evening.